What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton with the ticker symbol LVMHF. This was a viewer's request, and thank you for your donation. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please trade at your own risk. So the last time I looked at this chart was back on September 18, so anything on the right side is new. So this is what I was looking at when I was looking at the chart back in September, and you see that since then price did trade its way back up to the 780 level, sold off back down to the 650 level, reached that measurement target, and even exceeded it to reach the lower $600 level. So what's going on now? Well, we can remove that vertical line. That was just to show you guys where I left off, and everything since then is new. Well, it looks like price is still kind of below that downward trend line. You can see that it got resistance here. We had that failed breakout, but price is still kind of respecting it, so we're still back at that trend line. And also we're below that measurement move target. So if sometimes when price is below the measurement target, and when it comes back up to it, it can act as resistance like we're seeing right now. So there is some resistance right here at this 650 level. However, there is short-term bullish momentum in place, so we could probably push through that and maybe even potentially reverse into an uptrend. So right now, what is it the stock doing? Well, this could be the end of the correction. We are very close to technical support levels, and after a measurement target is reached, that could lead to a reversal to the upside. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to monitor this to see what happens if price can get back above the 650 level. So the bullish case would be something like this. You notice that price is still above the trend line. We break this level, we hold that support, and then we can rally higher, in the meantime. So that would be the bullish case, right? You want to see it clear the 650 level by a good amount, because a lot of times if you just break slightly above, it can fail and drop back down. So you want to see price continue to push up. It can, as long as it goes above that level and stays above it, either it comes back to test it for support, or we continue to move up a lot higher and then pull back and move up higher. Either one would be bullish. So that can definitely occur from where we are right now. It's more likely here than anywhere in this downtrend, because the target has been met and we are near strong support. Again, support doesn't have to be always reached exactly, so this could be close enough. However, we are below those two resistance levels, so that's something to keep in mind as well. And as long as we're still below that 650 level, then the bias and momentum is still towards the downside, targeting the 576 level, which is this support right over here. So we'll see what happens. The market would tell us what it wants to do, right? It has an opportunity to break up higher and potentially start an uptrend, but if it decides to stay below the 650 level, then I'll be looking for more downside in the chart. Take a look at the weekly chart. Here's a look at the weekly chart. You see that this is at the bottom of the downtrend, but it looks like we could be reversing higher. Long-term uptrend is still in play. You can see that price is still below this long-term uptrend line right over here. Maybe you can adjust it a little bit higher. So maybe it looks like we already did bounce off of it. And this could be a little failed breakout right over here. So we'll have to wait and see. Sometimes you can adjust it lower. Sometimes you could raise it up. It just depends on what the market is doing, right? You have to be dynamic in your charting. You can't be like so, fixed on certain things, especially with these lines. The lines aren't absolute, right? They can be adjusted. So we have seen a short-term uptrend develop from that $600 level. Now it can turn into a longer-term uptrend as well if it breaks that 650 level. So just waiting to see what happens there. If it stays below it, we're probably going to come back down to test this trend line, potentially break it to reach all the way up to maybe the high $500 level, 575. And then from there, it has a good chance of reversing as well, because that's where very strong support is at. If it breaks that, there's also a gap fill that can be reached right over here at the 516 level. So let's just see what happens at this level. Are we going to break it? Are we going to hold it? That'll tell me where my targets should be placed, right? If I'm going to be a short, I'll know where my targets are placed depending on if we get rejected here. If it breaks above and you're long, well, then you can look for the 778 and then potentially back up to the prior highs at the $900 level. So it just depends on what the market does, is what traders will do at the end of the day, right? They'll follow the bigger traders. So if the market decides to continue to go up, then they'll look for longs. So as right now, it's bearish because we're below that level and the momentum is still down. But the short-term momentum can change that long-term outlook, right? So you have to monitor that. So it looks like it is bullish, and we'll see if this can reverse things. There were bullish momentum in the past, right over here. Short-term bullish momentum right here. Short-term bullish momentum right here. Why did those fail? It's because the downtrend was still in play, and we could not break above support and stay above it. So you can see that broke above support right here, but it immediately failed back down. Same thing right here. This came back to that prior level right here and found resistance and sold off because this was prior support and now it was resistance. Same thing right here. Is this going to be new resistance and not able to break above? We'll have to wait and see. As right now, it's leaning towards that way, but this has a better chance of reversing higher than those other chances, right? So we'll see how this develops. That's all I have for LVMHF on the daily and weekly charts. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.